Crashing were overextending themselves when it wasn't necessary. Like, you could kind of see it was like a 90-10 ball maybe, and they'd already have it, and we'd kind of still making a play on it, and then they were out the other way at the transition, like turned that game around. Like, they got a bunch, I think it was at least 4, if not 4 transition threes in the first half, and that's what kind of changed it, was a transition. And then obviously there was some defensive rebounding issues as well that got them some kick out threes, and that continued. I think we did a little bit better in transition, because I thought we did a decent job of guarding them in the half court, but the transition and the offensive rebounding by them were a problem.
How would you, I guess, evaluate just your total offense tonight?
Not very good. Yeah, not very good. Thought we were sped up. I thought the physicality got us. We didn't get a lot of screens set. They were breaking through, busting through a lot of them. We didn't put much pressure on the rim with our roll threat. I thought we did turn the corner and had some decent shots at the rim, but again, didn't finish a high enough rate of those with some physicality. There was some pushing in the back and hitting them thing, but they're not, you still got to find a way to steer those in. So I think we did miss a bunch of those opportunities, probably most disappointed, and I thought we had generated some great looks from 3 early in the game, and for whatever reason we kept kind of up over, like a couple of possessions where I thought that one should have been shot, that one should have been shot, and that one should have been shot, and all of a sudden none of them were shot, and then we're jammed at the end of the shot clock with not very good. So, I mean, when we generate those catch and shoots, we gotta pull the trigger. So I think we were hesitant on a lot of stuff.
Going off of that question, I guess, like, it seems like last game with Tyrese being so hot, and then tonight there was a lot of trying to switch hunt and be kind of like meandering in that regard.
Yeah.
How do you balance sort of switch hunting versus being more intentional with running sets? And
yeah, I mean, we're trying to like mix things up. I didn't think that either of our other kind of handlers, Caleb and Kelly, had much force or much going either. Like the last game, you could see we had a lot of guys starting a lot of stuff, and we were running similar things, but just kept moving the pieces around. Tried a little bit of that early, but weren't having much success with making. I mean, first play of the game, Caleb turns a corner and we get a charge. We executed that one really good, but we didn't quite make the right play at the end of it. But those guys turning the corner tonight wasn't nearly as effective for paint touches and kickouts. And you're right, again, we didn't do a good enough job of waiting, setting, separating on Tyrese's screen and rolls. He just wasn't getting enough separation on those things to create some type of advantage. I mean, he did get a good number of shots downhill, right? And he didn't, he had some, what do you have, 10 cracks at the 3. A couple of those were pretty tough, but I think there's most of the other ones we want him to take. But we can't like, I mean, he scored enough tonight, right? He scored enough tonight. I think we just need some other guys to. I mean, we need some production from Eric and Kyle and Drum and some. Everybody's got to chip in right now.
Nick, you mentioned you had some defensive rebounding problems at times. I guess how much of that right now is just a lineup issue where to get shooting on the floor, almost definitionally you have to get smaller and have to sacrifice rebounding.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think that we do go to a pretty small lineup. We actually start a fairly small lineup, right? But I still think that those guys got to just do a little bigger job than their position or size indicate. Kelly and Caleb got to be good defensive rebounders. I mean, they aren't the biggest guys in the world, but they're both athletic, and they gotta chase them down. And then I think when Drum's in, it feels like we got a pretty good chance. But even he wasn't quite as dominant as he's felt at the defensive class tonight. Then when he's not out, then it really becomes everybody's got to fight like heck there.
For a team with such high expectations, how would you sum up your first 4 games?
I don't think we've played very well. Right? I think we played really, really good in Indiana. I mean, we played really good segments tonight. I felt really good the way we were guarding and the way we were playing early in this game, first quarter and a half, probably. And I didn't even feel that bad at halftime, even though we were down 9. I thought we're doing some okay things. Shore up the transition D, shore up the rebounding. We'll be okay. But we've got, you know, the situation we're in right now, our guys are gonna have to play at an average to above average level. We can't have a group like the other night, everybody was above average. Every guy that hit the floor, you're like, man, who didn't play good tonight, right? And tonight you probably could find some guys that you need them to be a little bit higher. We're gonna have to do that if we're gonna beat it with games.
Jared McCain's been kind of showing a bit of a floater in this game. Is that something that you've been trying to preach to him and maybe even to the whole team to kind of combat that size disadvantage?
Well, he's obviously really confident, been really aggressive, and I think he's going to use, you know, he'd much rather kind of turn the corner and use some of his scoops and stuff to get there. I think, yeah, we've talked about, you know, the first couple of games we got a lot of shots blocked for guys kind of just taking them in there a little wildly, right? So we'd certainly rather shoot it before we get it blocked, right? Whatever it takes, but. Again, I thought he was really good and gives us a little bit of a spark plug to just get it to the rim and make a play.
Portion of your crowd was exiting this one with a fair amount of time left in the fourth quarter, not like tonight. I guess, what's the team's frustration level at this point after a 1-3?
Well, I think we know we gotta play better, right? I think we know that we got some work to do. We know we got a lot of new guys, right? Not at full strength, all those things. I think we're okay. I think the guys understand the things they're doing. They're really focused and trying to do them better, and we'll get back to work.
Thanks, good. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Thank you.